Good Thursday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, the big story today is back to school for Knox County. Want to say a welcome to all the students, whether elementary, middle school, high school, all the rest. We're just welcome back because it's an exciting time, a new school year. Summer is, I guess, technically over, but it's not in terms of weather. But we have temperatures are going to be climbing into the lower 80s by 10 and by pickup this afternoon in the upper 80s, if not near 90. In fact, I expect a high around 91 degrees, but you're out the door in most cases in the lower to mid 70s, so be prepared for that. And there may be the need for an umbrella briefly, but there are just a few clouds. These are the clouds that are loosely, well, not loosely, but are connected to Debbie. Debbie is slowly creeping along across parts of the, now moving about 30 miles northeast of Charleston. So it's moving over South Carolina at 5 miles an hour. It's moving northwest. But we have a little bit of fog and maybe dense fog in White between, say, Cookeville and Jamestown and Fentress County, and there could be some fog to greet you if you're traveling through the Smokies. It's next to nothing, 0 miles of visibility in Oneida, Scott County, and maybe reduced in parts of Campbell County as well. So the visibility may not be perfect, but temperatures, as I mentioned, are in the low to mid 70s right now. We are currently at 74 at McGee-Tyson Airport. And it's 70 in Rockwood, 70 in Crossville, 72 Jacksboro and Middlesboro. Maryville, you're waking up at 73 degrees. If you got a comment, let me know. I'll do my best to shout you out, give you a hello. I got a note from Steve Stone. He's my good buddy who we had a chance to spend some time with him and his family on our Twisters American Red Cross fundraiser back on the 18th of July. It's great to see Steve here. He says good morning. He's got his sunshine and his happy face. I hope he's got an umbrella close by. Steve, I hope you will keep that close by in case one develops out of the blue coming in from the east. That's where it would be coming from. In fact, we're going to look at the radar here in just a moment, but I do want to point out how sticky it is now, but it's not going to be that way going into Saturday morning. Mark your calendar between 2 a.m. and 8 a.m., 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. I think that big block of time is when the humidity is just going to go do-do-do-do. It's going to drop precipitously. We're going to have very little humidity at all by the time you wake up on Saturday morning. So if you're staying up late, there's something to look forward to because these dew points will tumble back into the 60s and 50s in some cases over the weekend. When it's about 10 degrees less humid, you will start to feel a difference, and you might say, that's the time I want to get outside. Today, expecting a high of 91 in Knoxville. I have not changed that expectation. But you'll notice it's a little bit cooler. Look at Greenville, 86, 88 Sevierville, possibly mid-80s for Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, because you're talking about clouds that are spilling in from the east. So it's going to be a little bit cooler there. It's naturally cooler in places like the Plateau. They are higher up. They're twice as high above sea level than we are. Crossville's about 1,800 feet above sea level, while Knoxville's closer to about 800, 900. But generally, low 90s expected for Oak Ridge, Maryville 91, looking for a high in Athens, about 93 degrees. If you're on the call, I'd love to say hi to you on both YouTube and Facebook this morning. Fred, my friend Fred says good morning. He's got his weather observation. He's got 74 degrees this morning. And he says it's humid in Maryville. I would definitely agree about the humidity. Fred, thank you for that comment. The Ultimate Doppler Radar, presented by your local Marco's Pizza, does not show any concerns here as far as precipitation. You go back to the last 8 hours. Looks like there were a couple of showers, sprinkles between, say, Bryson City and Clingman's Dome. Let's see if we can rewind that clock. Yeah, there was a few showers that tried to form along the Smokies, and it's moving from basically northeast to southwest. By the way, if you want to make your plans for lunch, check them out at marcos.com. Marco's Pizza, a great partner locally because they they are corporate sponsors of No Kid Hungry. If you want to grab a pizza, maybe a Pozzoli, check them out at Hardin Valley and Farragut. They're in Fountain City and Halls. You can find them in Oak Ridge, Middlebrook Pike, and Ebenezer. And one great thing is that they deliver. So if you're busy today, check them out, marcos.com. They've got a great pepperoni pizza for less than $10 and the Pozzoli. This is delicious. My favorite's what's pictured at the top there. That's the combination of pepperoni and sausage, and it's less than $6. The new Pozzoli at Marco's. It's delicious. Now, we talked about the rain, and if you squint, you can see it. You can see it. It's over on the far right of the screen. That's associated with Debbie. In fact, I'm going to bring Debbie on camera because as I expand the view, I think I can do that. Oh, there she is. She's spinning like a top, right? I do want to mention Our high temperature yesterday was 93 in Knoxville, 95 in Oak Ridge. I was expecting 95. The record high today is 101 from 1930. That was a very hot period of time during the Dust Bowl era. 101 the record high today, 53 the low record from 1989. The normal high and low is 88 and 68. That hasn't changed for a while. Sun comes up at 6:50, which is 3 minutes from now. Should be a great sunrise. So far, we're running 2 1/3 inches as far as rain is concerned, and we're running about 1 1/3 inches above normal for the month because it's just a pretty early part of the month. It's the 8th of August, and ragweed season is suddenly becoming somewhat of an issue for some of you. But look at that spin. This storm, by the way, is 30 miles north-northeast of Charleston from the latest 5 a.m. update from the Hurricane Center. It's also 60 miles southwest of Myrtle Beach. But as I mentioned, the big problem with winds of 50 is it's just crawling along to the northwest at 5 miles an hour. Many of you walk or bicycle faster than that, and I would imagine it's going to be an issue. Now, this picture tells a big story. Should we in Knoxville be concerned about rain? The answer is no. Yes, we're going to get some rain, but it wouldn't be classified as excessive. And when you see that bullseye in purple and in red, those are the areas that are going to be the hardest hit for rainfall today. If you look and advance this map till tomorrow, one of the things you'll quickly notice is it expands into Greensboro. It expands further north into the panhandle of West Virginia. So these are the hot spots for flooding rains, torrential rain, but it really falls short of the doorstep here in East Tennessee. And those colors, when you see, is similar to what you see in the Storm Prediction Center. Usually we might get isolated or scattered, but when it's purple, it's widespread. And where those red areas we just highlighted would be numerous flash flooding. They could have some serious flash flooding. Interior, as this continues to advance northward. Here's the spin as we look at the clouds and radar. I want to check your comments. If you have a note, let me know. I see a note from Steve. I see you know Wanda. Wanda's on here. Wanda Pope wants to say good morning. She says she's liking the cool part of the morning. It's a little stuffy, but boy, I tell you what, Wanda, please make note, this Saturday, if you are inclined, some of you, maybe not Wanda, but some of you might like to peel back the moonroof, the sunroof, the convertible, maybe a panel from the Jeep, or take the whole Jeep top off. This Saturday will be the day to do it, this weekend, because we won't have the rain, humidity will be down. Maybe it's the time to pull out the motorcycle. If that's your thing, you will have a great weekend to do that. Maybe even camping in the Smokies. I can't brag enough about this weekend with low humidity. It's going to be fantastic. So you can see all the flash flooding there. Those are those little polygons, those burgundy boxes from Raleigh back towards Charlotte. It's a real mess. But again, it's just, we're watching this storm from a distance. There's more rain across parts of Nebraska this morning, and there's more heat concerns all across Florida. Excessive heat warnings around Tallahassee and parts of Texas, Lone Star State, and Oklahoma, also concerned about the heat. That's just kind of where things are here on a Thursday morning. By the way, I want to pull back and show the bigger picture, because sometimes that could give us a perspective where things may be and where we're going. Here I want to go ahead and show you the smoke. This has been another issue that a lot of folks are curious about. Oops, I forgot to update this. Bear with me. Let's see if I can update this. This is one of those maps that is very helpful when you want to say if you're very sensitive to the smoke in the air. Wildfires tend to be an issue. Let me see if I can zoom back in. So you can see there's a little bit of gray. Well, let me say a lot of gray, but it's on the light side of my legend, which is in the upper right-hand corner. By midday today, it starts to thin out in Newport Morristown. And you might say, why? Because of Debbie, and her winds are kind of blowing it to the west. And so you can see there are some thin spots even at 5 o'clock. But there's also more smoke, maybe reinforced in yellow, from wildfires out west. Look at St. Louis, Indianapolis, Kansas City. That's not where the smoke originated, but that's where it's going to be probably by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, as our friend Debbie continues to move in the circular fashion up toward West Virginia. There's a lot more wildfires out here north of Salt Lake City, and those continue to burn and blow in this direction. So it can be a little messy. So just want to make sure you're aware. If you're super sensitive to the air quality, that could be part of the reason. Let's give you a recap. I mentioned the high yesterday was 93. We've now had 5 days this August at 90. Today should be day number 6. And if that seems alarming to you, it should not. We typically see about 10 days in August of 90. That's average. And some years are below average. But we're going to go back into the 80s starting tomorrow. So again, it can ebb and flow. But we've had now 34 days, which matches The entire average, the yearly average for Knoxville is about a month's worth, and now we're at that point, but we still have a lot of summer still to play out. We typically see 4 days in September, so that's not unheard of going into Labor Day. We could still be adding up more 90-degree days. Now let me show you the rainfall. This is projected through 5 o'clock today. You see, Dave, there's not much there. I think there's going to be maybe a few passing showers that would expand this even further. So you may not get a whole lot in terms of quantity, but if Debbie stays on this track, as you can see, it's just on the edge of the screen. It's not going to populate too much in our virtual rain gauges, but this is where things seem to be heading into the weekend. It just stays dry. What we get today and tomorrow would be about all we're going to see for the rest of the week. Winds are at 6 miles an hour, no wind, a little bit of fog that we highlighted at the top of the live stream here, but temperatures currently 75 in Music City, 71 in Johnson City, Knoxville coming in at 74 degrees. I got a note from our friend Ed. Ed says, good morning. Have a great day. Please watch out for the kids. That's a great reminder. Please watch for the kids on this first day of school. And of course, school zones. I don't know if you've gotten mentally trained about when it says flashing 20 miles an hour. People are like, oh, they're not in school. Oh, they're in school now. It's very important to heed the speed limits. Watch out in those school zones. Thank you, Ed, for that reminder. Always appreciative of that. And my friend Marilyn Bell, one of my premium members, is on here. She is saying, have a great day, everyone. She says, I plan to take a ride in my dune buggy Saturday. Wow, that sounds like fun. That sounds like a fun Saturday. Plan to ride in the dune buggy, the convertible, the Jeep without the top. Anything you can do to get out and enjoy this weekend, I think you're going to find it's going to be awesome. The humidity will be falling in a big way. By the time we hit between 2 and 8 o'clock, 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. on Saturday is when I expect to drop. And these temperatures, dew point temperatures, now in the swampy 70s, will be falling back down into the 50s and 60s. It's going to feel significantly different. And you can see the spin. Look toward Columbia, South Carolina. Even on this map, you can see where the center of this storm is right now. It's just amazing. I mentioned it is now, it's about 60 miles southwest of Myrtle Beach. But that's where this storm system, again, is going to continue to lift to the north, and the winds are going to come back down from the northeast. About 5 to 15 plus today. But if you look at the humidity tracker, I wanted to show you how this green ooze disappears. What a difference. We hit that inflection point. I believe it's 2 o'clock in the morning, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, right there. Stop it right there. Stop the presses, right? Right there, you can see we've got a little bit of green, but a lot of it's on its way out. So that is when the weather is going to be, yes, this is delightful. I love this weather. Keep it out of the picture right through Saturday. Now, I might try and come back by midday Saturday, but generally I think 5 o'clock Saturday looks great. And if you're camping Saturday night into Sunday morning, we're going to be dropping into the lower 60s. So I think you'll love it. I put little tears there of joy. Some of you have been waiting for rain to come back. We had rain, and then nothing. Now we're going to get a few showers, about 30%. I'd say about a 40% for the Smokies today. Sun did come up 5 minutes ago, goes to bed now at 8:33. It is now 6:55. I meant to recap where we're going to be this afternoon, about 92 Oak Ridge. If you're in Kingston, I would expect temperatures about 93 Kingston, 91 La Follette, and a high in Morristown. White Pine, Talbot, Jeff City, about 89 for Dandridge, Newport, and Del Rio. My friend Alice is on here. She's on YouTube. She says she's got 70 degrees. Hi, Alice. Great to see you on YouTube. How do I know you're on YouTube? Because I can see the little red icon in the bottom right. That says a little red icon. So it's YouTube. She's on there. She's in Glen Mary. She's got 70 degrees. Thank you for that current observation. I think people appreciate getting a live report. By the way, Debbie's track from the Hurricane Center is as follows. Winds right now 50, moving northwest at 5. We established that. I even have the latitude longitude for you. How's that for specificity? And the pressure's down to 994. But this is going to head toward Florence later today. And then we move into Greensboro. It's no longer a tropical storm. Winds will be around 35. She'll be downgraded, most likely, by 2 o'clock in the morning Friday to a tropical depression as it moves north of High Point and near Roanoke, Virginia. But notice La Follette, Knoxville on the left side. No worries about Debbie. Debbie's going to move what's left of her to interior Pennsylvania, up toward Montreal, and so it goes. So again, this storm system never having a direct impact. Sure, we're getting a few passing showers if you connect the dots are associated with Debbie, but hold off on the t-shirts that say I survived Debbie, because they have picked up anywhere from 10, 20, 25 inches of rain in parts of the Carolinas. It's been a mess. And they could add another 2, 3, 4, 5 inches in North Carolina, from Charlotte all the way up into parts of Virginia and Pennsylvania. If we get rain, it's going to come in later this month. This takes us through the 24th of August. Maybe we pick up another 1 to 3 inches, but that's between now and the 24th. Last I checked, it's only the 8th of August, so this is kind of like a long-range view. Don't worry about drought when you've got that much rain still in the picture. Hurricane season is just ramping up. You need more evidence of that. Look no further than the history. This is a graph that illustrates that, yes, we usually see a peak in late August and early September. September 10th is the day historically that things get very active. And the Hurricane Center has now pinpointed another storm system, I believe, at least one that they're watching. This could be named Ernesto. The next one would be followed up by Francine or Gordon on the list, but there's two areas. One's the Pacific. We're not going to worry about that, but the 20% chance could affect perhaps the Windward Islands. We'll keep an eye on this storm. If this actually has a chance to move on, it could be developing later on in the week. But headlines: showers and storms develop today. Few storms possible on Friday. Less humid, bright sunshine Saturday. I bragged about the fact this might be one of those motorcycle convertible top off the Jeep type of weekends. 74 degrees current temperature. Winds are out of the north at 7. We have a dew point that's icky sticky at 70. This looks like the 7 o'clock update. We should be headed toward 91 today. I left a 30% chance of showers and storms, and make note the noontime temperature of 85. Anytime it's 84, 85, 86, usually means we're on track to hit a 90-degree day, assuming rain doesn't stop you in your tracks. Precipitation chances 30% today, 30% tomorrow, and then it tries to come back Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Now back to a different set of colors. One of the differences between the SPC, Storm Prediction Center, and the Weather Prediction Center that we looked at earlier, the WPC, is they don't have the orange color in their legend. They don't use the enhanced numerous. They use a different color scheme, but it's pretty similar. But where there is some concerns will be centered around Debbie. That would include places like Richmond, Virginia, Greenville, South Carolina for scattered severe storms. You could put Raleigh-Durham on that map as well for possible scattered severe storms. Knoxville, no concern here. In fact, they don't even think we have thunder. They think we may have some rain, but they don't put thunder here. That's why we're not even in colored of light green. By, say, Friday, it moves up toward the Big Apple, Philadelphia, D.C., Baltimore for some isolated severe storms. That's the way things are shaping up on Friday. No concerns here, and I mentioned the weather is delightful. Nothing to see here in East Tennessee or Tennessee on Saturday. I think you're going to love the weather from start to finish this weekend because it's going to be so much less humid. All right, here's the futurecast. We're now approaching, it is 6:59. Notice how it kick starts. A few of those green dots through midday. So it will come in from the east, if not the northeast, spin back down. Front comes through, guides this storm up to the north. More showers appear on Friday like so, and then the cooler, less humid air comes back in place by early Saturday morning and lingers for us right through Sunday as well. So I think you're going to love the way the weekend looks. So again, if you are not a fan of the hazy, hot, humid weather, you have some relief coming, but it will be, again, as always in summer, typically short-lived. Here's another way to look at the futurecast. Take a look at the noontime temperatures. You can see we're up to 87 by lunchtime. A couple of sprinkles. It looks like some green dots there by 2 o'clock. And again, storms like this, these models, as great as they are, they kind of have a blind spot. They don't always see what comes in from the east very well. They're designed to see what's coming in from the west and northwest because that's where most of our systems come from. We saw from the smoke, all the smoke's coming in from the west-northwest. So it's usually geared much better when you have storms from that direction. But when they're coming in from the east, they sometimes have a shortcoming or a blind spot. But I would anticipate there'll be a few showers in Knoxville today. And they'll come in and they'll be short-lived, but the umbrella in your car would not be a bad idea. Tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up into the lower 70s. It is now 7 o'clock straight up, so thankful for you. If you're on the call, I'm going to check the comments here in just a second. I do see that we've got Dawn Rumsey say good morning, wishing you a fantastic day. Jason is watching, Corey is watching, and others who might be watching. I'm going to give you a shout-out here in a moment. Notice the winds 5 to 15. I think they could easily gust today, 20, 25. So again, underestimating the winds maybe, but I think the winds really from Debbie will, for the most part, be on the other side into North Carolina. We've got a high temperature expected in Wartburg of 90. Look for a high in Crossville at 89 degrees. Traveling today, torrential rain Anywhere near Charlotte, anywhere near Columbia, South Carolina, Greensboro, please be extra careful. Some of you might be maybe watching and you're at the beach. You're trying to get to the beach. It can be a real mess. I understand that. Tonight it's partly to mostly cloudy. Lows around 72. It's still sticky. And the spotty rains and storms will be mainly, I think, foothills and Smokies. They'll hold on there for much of the evening hours tonight. Tonight we're down to 70 in Newport, 71 Maryville, 68 for Wartburg and Oneida, Scott County. La Follette, Campbell County should be around 71 for your low temperature overnight tonight. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. 89 on Friday, 87 for the weekend. And then we've got a 20-30% chance of rain by Tuesday, Wednesday. But with those lows in the low 60s, may not seem like much, but when you can drop it 10 degrees, it's going to feel significantly different. That means 87 is actually going to feel like 87 for the weekend. I think that's a real bonus, a real plus. Got a note from my friend Darcy. She was at the Twisters Red Cross fundraiser back on the 18th of July. She's a premium member. She says, good morning. She says, the plants are bent over in prayer for rain, LOL. Have a blessed Thursday. I think they're asking for the rain to stop in our neighboring states of the Carolinas. But Darcy, you make a good point. Thank you for that. And I know that it'll be a great day all in all. Make the best of it. It's back to school for the kiddos. Good morning. Have a great day, says Marie Johnson. And I mentioned Dawn's on here. She wants to say hello. She's mentioning good morning, wishing you a fantastic day. Thank you, Dawn. Also a premium member. She's also very active on the web pages, my Facebook pages, and I appreciate that quite a bit. By the way, if you haven't checked out a very important tool, the app, the Captain Accurate Weather app that's paired with Pete Michaels Traffic. You get weather and traffic together. You also get all the National Weather Service alerts, plus 3 extras from Barron, plus lightning. It is the perfect marriage of the private sector and the public sector. You get the public sector with the National Weather Service. You get the private sector with the twisting storm approaching, which, by the way, did go off a year ago yesterday during that Providence Church, Nick and Jay's, Lovell Road, Yarnell Road. It was an EF2, by the way. Only lasted like 6 minutes. It was only on the ground for 6 minutes. So when you do a complete volume scan, which the Weather Service has to do, that could take 3 to 5 minutes. So if it's not issued, a tornado warning is not issued by the Weather Service, you might get the twisting storm approaching alert, which did go off. And so there is benefit to having multiple sources all inside the same app. You get multiple sources inside the same product. What's the catch? There's no catch. It's free. That's the best part. Download it, App Store, Google Play, also works on your iPad. Now, what you might want to consider is the premium service. This is something extra. If you are focused, maybe you're not someone who's spontaneous. Maybe you like to plan. Maybe you like to know what the weather's going to do 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, maybe 4 weeks. Well, this is just for you. The focus is beyond the next 7 days. I got premium members that's all they're interested in. I've got some that are more interested in what's going on in the here and now. But whatever you're there for, check us out. It's you're the first to see every forecast. That means it's posted in your view for about maybe 30 minutes to an hour before everyone else sees it on the app or online. Premium members get more Facebook Lives, typically on a Sunday, to help them plan for the week ahead. And that's 4 extra Facebook Lives in a month. And you're also getting fewer ads on premium. Only $4.99 a month, or cancel anytime. But the premium service is a service that you might enjoy. Check it out if you're a weather nerd like me, because I'm always posting on there, about 15 to 20 posts a day. Those are posts that most people don't see unless you're a premium member. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button, and if you want more information, check out CaptainAccurate.com. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. Have a great day. Welcome back to school, Knox County. See you soon.